one. So I want to do a reading. Love messages from your person. What do they have to say to you? I'm going to do 3 different decks for each group. So that's how you will pick which one you are drawn to. I don't know if I'm going to take reversals or not in this. We'll see. I'm going to play it by ear for each group. Not that it matters. I'm just kind of talking to myself. So we have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. All right. Let's see. What message does your person have for you? How are they feeling? Tower. 10 of Wands. I'm not going to be surprised with the 8 of Swords. That's exactly what I was going to say. If the 8 of Swords comes out, and sure enough, that's where there it is. 9 of Wands. 9 of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles. Queen, Pentacles, 5 of Cups, 3 of Wands, Strength card. Okay. So, how your person is feeling right now and what they would say to you is an apology. It feels like they're apologizing towards you because they put their energy, their time, their pursuits into other things. Like it could be hobbies or flirting with other people. It feels like you guys aren't together. It actually feels like you guys aren't even communicating with each other. Maybe there was a severing of communication between you guys. This could be someone that you are just thinking about. But you are like, they ghosted you maybe, or you just, for some reason, you guys aren't talking to each other is the feeling that I'm getting here. It feels like you don't really have a choice in the matter, or if you do, it's kind of like you saying, well, I'm not going to come forward, I'm not going to talk to them, but I am curious about how they're feeling, because you do feel their energy. You do have that awareness that they are keeping tabs on you, whether they're watching your social media, they're thinking about you, they're looking up tarot readings about you, or just trying to figure you out. That's what I'm feeling, is they're trying to figure you out. There's this revelation that your person has had where it scared them. This revelation scared them. It's this feeling I get where, you know, you can run away from your feelings only for so long before it comes rushing back to you, and before you have to fully address what you've been avoiding. And they're happy about it. They're actually happy about it because it's something that's been playing in the back of their mind this entire time, that they've been distracting themselves with other things or other people. They've always had you in the back of their mind, and it felt unresolved. It's like, why do I still feel this way? Why am I still hanging on to this? Why do I want them so bad? Why do I feel this need for them? Or like, why do I have this compulsion that they're everything to me? It's like they feel like you could complete them. You can, it's like a completing of their story, like a love story. Like you enlighten them on their like romantic desires, like what they would dream of, right? And so it's this feeling of tension and unresolved feelings towards you. And so when this revelation happened, what really happened is I feel like, okay, so I'm trying to think of what happened. What it feels like to me is like they either saw a happy couple, like whether it was like on TV, like a movie, or friends, they went to a wedding, or they just like heard something that kind of enlightened them, like it kind of put things into perspective for them of, okay, wow, like the things that I'm doing are shallow, like these are shallow pursuits, when in truth I know where my mind and my heart is, which is with you. Pile number one, they're with you, like this love and compassion and desire and need and drive. And so it feels like to them they don't feel guilty necessarily, like they feel guilty for hurting you. They feel guilty and bad for potentially you feeling like they led you on, or they breadcrumbed you, or they left you without any answers, or they were being wishy-washy. There's this feeling like, I wish I didn't do that, but I see a greater purpose in this. Like I understand that had I not been this way towards them, and there wasn't this separation, and then I wouldn't have the depth of understanding that I do now, that what I did to them actually means something to me. Like they actually mean something to me, and how I treat them is important to me. And I have, like, this gives me a reason to work on myself. This gives me a reason to smooth things over with them, and like kind of rewrite our dynamics, because the way that it was before it wasn't going to lead to anywhere. Like the way that we were before this disconnect wasn't where we needed to be. It's not what either of us would have wanted. And there's this feeling from them that they really honor and respect you for how you've handled this. They honor and respect your independence and your fortitude, and the fact that like they feel a loyalty from you as well. It's like I can feel that deep loyalty between us, that irregardless of this, like you do have something there, like there's something there between us, kind of thing. It's like this separation really showed them how much you mean to them. Yeah, it feels like this was karmic in nature as far as this separation. Whatever it is that they were, the shallow pursuits that I was referring to, it feels like they want to relieve themselves of that. They're trying to relieve themselves of that. It feels like a very controlling type of personality that's attached to them, or kind of a controlling situation where they feel like they're at the mercy of these circumstances. Could be a female, like a strong female, strong female family member, or just someone that they argue with a lot is how it feels. Is like they either got involved with someone that they're really unhappy with. This person's really selfish and self-serving. Or if this is just circumstances, then it takes up a lot of their time when they don't want it to. It feels like it feels like they're a servant to this circumstance. They're really unhappy where they're at currently. They want you to know that. They want you to know that because it feels like at this point it's not intentional that they aren't coming towards you. They're not reaching out to you. It's not that they don't feel like it's like, what are they saying? It's kind of like they're saying, I've decided on you. I know who I want and what I want. I know what I have to do to get there, but I have so many obstacles in my way. But I am making progress towards that. I'm doing it in the right way this time. There's a part of me that really respects not just you, but I respect this journey. I'm definitely acknowledging that karma has served me for the way that I've treated you and other people in the past, and I am making the right steps. I am doing things the right way this time, or I'm attempting to. It's not just my intentions, I'm actually putting it into action here, but it's taking me a long time, and I do feel really frustrated and exhausted in this. It's not a decision that I'm making of what do I want, like who do I want, because I want you, but it's a decision on how I do it. Like, I'm doing the right things, I'm doing what I can, but there's a timing issue, or just like certain steps that need to be done first in order to get there. But there's this feeling that they want, it's like, I want you to believe me. I want you to believe me that, Pentacles here, all of this, yeah. I want you to believe me that I'm really, really, really unhappy in my situation, even if it doesn't appear that way. I want you to know that. Like, maybe there's a part of them that has to put up a facade so that they don't appear to be miserable because of whatever kind of situation they're in. Like, they could kind of get in trouble somehow or make things more difficult on themselves if they kind of fall into this pit of despair or worry or stress, and so it feels more secretive, like they can't allow this unhappiness to show, because I think what I'm feeling is the more that they focus on how happy you make them and how complete they recognize that they would feel with you, the more that they feel unhappy in their circumstances, the more that they feel uncomfortable because they realize that they've outgrown their situation. It's like when I was in connection with you, like when we were where we were at that time before the disconnect, we were where we needed to be. But that disconnect had to happen so that I can kind of grow outside of this situation and realize how uncomfortable I am where I'm at. So I know where my home is. Like, you're my home. You're my happily ever after. You're everything that I'm looking for. So your guardian angels, the advice here I'm seeing is that they're telling you to there's this, I'm hearing maintain your composure, so maybe this is kind of the same thing here where it's kind of not just holding out, you can hold out hope for them, and you can hope for this relationship or the clarity from them, but do what you need to do in your life, like continue to carry forward, and like take care of yourself and maintain yourself and focus on yourself, because they might be a little bit longer. They might be a little bit longer. And there's this feeling that you might be really discontent with the circumstances, understandably. You may feel like you're out of control when it comes to this, and so they're kind of saying to move with grace, like you are out of control with regards to like how they can react and how they process this. And so kind of going with the flow and focusing on what, like, kind of, I'm seeing like a home, like you are home to them. And so make your home a safe haven, like make your literal home comfortable and safe and ready and calm, and focus on your inner being, like your inner home, right? Like your vessel. Take care of yourself, and just continue to try your best to maintain that, because I feel like your guardian angels are communicating with you, like your ancestors are communicating with you. They're saying something. What is it? Let's see. Yeah. So what they're saying is that this process can be sped up in some ways, and the way that your future with them is dictated, like the time frame, is how you can get yourself in order. How you, like, the way that I'm seeing it is literally like hanging your laundry up to dry. It's like the sooner you get it out to dry, the sooner, like, even though it looks like it's evening, it looks like it's nightfall there, it's like, well, go ahead and just set it up, because you know the warm air in the evening, well, you don't need the sunlight for that, you know, and like the wind is blowing and all of this, and so the process is coming through quickly. The more that you prepare that, and actually when you start doing those things, I think something very unexpected is going to happen, like that an unexpected change in this dynamic will happen. And so it's kind of like get yourself ready for it, because that's kind of what the energy of this dynamic is waiting for, is for you to continue, if you've already done this, to continue to make a little bit more change. Like, just keep going with that, and you will see that maybe they'll message you or something. They're going to come forward in some way, or, you know, divine intervention will kind of push you guys back together. So that's what I see for you guys. All right, bye. Okay, pile number 2. So let's see what your message is from your person. Pile number 2, what does the person want to say? They want to say that they think the world of you. They love you so much. There's a lot of admiration coming through for you. Again, with the Empress, that's just repetition of thinking the world of you. It feels like they are committed to you. They're loyal to you. It feels like they've been spending a lot of time thinking about what they can do to make this situation better between you guys. It feels like they want to romance you. It feels like they have been really focusing on either things that you've said, or it kind of feels like someone has advised them about you, like they've been talking to someone about you, and this person has been encouraging them to work on themselves, and so let me see. So if you guys are in disconnect, I feel like this person was trying to give them good advice, like well-intentioned advice of saying to like walk away from this situation with you temporarily, to heal whatever it is that your person needs to heal, so that when they come forward again, then they're going to be able to kind of work with you. They're going to be ready to kind of, I'm hearing like wine and dine you, and this person sees you as someone who's like really helpful, like you're someone that's really kind and helpful. You've helped them a lot in seeing like the good in them and seeing how like it feels like seeing that they're not a burden. Like I feel like there's something going on with them. It feels like maybe like they have anxiety, or they have some sort of addictions, or like something that kind of holds them back, and so that's the advice that this person's getting. Or it could be like financial constraints, and so they're saying like your person's confidant will say, like the advisor is saying, okay, well, or like a therapist or something is like, it could even be they're kind of consulting themselves. You know, they're trying to figure out like, what do I need to do to like really come forward with a serious offer for this person. Like I see them as just like a really honorable person, and very helpful and kind and gentle and generous, and there's this recognition that they know that you're waiting for them, or you're waiting for a response from them. It feels like they really pay attention to what you say or what you're doing. It feels like they've been listening to conversations that you guys have had. Like if you voice memoed them something, or you have a voicemail, it could be something that you've written them, or something you've said in the past that they're kind of thinking about over and over again. They're ruminating on this. It feels like they have this deep sense of purpose to be with you. Like it feels like they believe that this is destined, or that there's some sort of like spiritual element to it. Like they feel more connected to the divine because of you. You are everything that they're looking for, but it feels like they really want to show off to you. I think that's really important to them. Like they want to be able to take care of you, or show you that it's like this traditional aspect about them that they have like in their mind. Like that's their fantasy, is to have this like traditional relationship where they're like, whoever the masculine in this is the main provider, and then the feminine is someone who provides back that emotional nourishment and that spiritual nourishment. And it's like they can wine and dine you and take you to all these beautiful places, and go on vacations with you, and romance you. And I'm seeing just like the really like the typical romantic stuff, like warming each other up by the fire, you know, and just like in the snow-capped mountains, and you know, the feminine doing this, like pouring the wine that he has purchased, like just the most decadent, or I don't know, I don't drink wine, but like the most delicious wine. And it's because she feels very softened and comforted, and like wants to do that, you know, not out of obligation, but like there's just this traditional desire to be nurturing towards him, because he's created this safe space for her, that kind of thing. With the Knight of Swords, what I'm feeling is the Knight in Shining Armor is what I'm getting from that, and the King of Cups kind of gives me the emotional aspect of this, and so it's like coming to your rescue. Like they feel like they want to rescue you, they want to just like they think so highly of you. Like that is their deepest fantasy, is the Ten of Cups, like the family, the dog, the tradition, everything, like that traditional element to it. See, we have the Hierophant here, and this is how it was looking, which is like when I was holding the deck. The Lovers right here, and the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups, I'm seeing this as like soulmates. They see you as their soulmate, their pride and joy. So, what I'm seeing here as advice for you from your guardian angels is to, this is going to be kind of a interesting advice that I see here, which is to document this. To document it, like either journal about this, some sort of way, because you're gonna want this in the future. Like this is either gonna, it feels like it's gonna serve like your future generations if you're planning to have children, or if you currently have children, like how that will help them kind of understand your life and your story. Try to remain optimistic and continue to shed the negative aspects in your life, as far as like things that don't serve you, thoughts that are weighing you down, people that are weighing you down, circumstances, or just tangible things that are kind of being like clutter in your life. Really focus on your finances and security, financial security, and just like worldly security, because I do see a future, potential future here, that that's what I feel is like, okay, let's just say it this way. If you want to have this tradition with them, this traditional family, then don't you want to make sure that your finances are in order, because you're going to have to pay for medical bills, you're going to have to pay for hospital bills, or whatever, you know, like all of this stuff, and that's included in that. And then on top of that, you want this extra money to kind of celebrate with your family and your friends, and just go on vacations and all of this stuff. So it's like, keep your mind focused on your goals of like what you can do in the real world to kind of prepare yourself for this. But please document like your feelings, document what you're going through, document the things that you're doing, because that's going to be really beautiful to reflect back on, and share with people. I think this is something that okay, and I want to interrupt because this is something that keeps coming up, and I go on to a different subject and come back, and I keep looking towards this Princess of Swords, and obviously she's spying in this card, and I do sometimes take that as someone watching you or whatever, but I'm saying like the advice is to continue to pay attention to them, or like what they're doing is like, you're obviously checking in on them because you're watching this video, right? So it's just like really interesting, because I'm seeing like to continue doing that for some reason. Or like, I'm not sure. I won't like get into like the details of like why, but like, I don't know, it's something to do with like that, like continue doing that, or maybe like, yeah, I don't know, maybe like honing in on something to do with that, like, I don't know, maybe I have no idea, but that's basically one of the other pieces of advice for you, is just like to keep doing that. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hey, pile number 3. So the love messages from your person. Messages from your person. Okay, let's see what this is for now. The Tower, Ace of Wands, Four of Wands, Five of Swords, Ten of Cups, Three of Swords, Six of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Star first, Temperance. I feel like this pitying element to this. It's like I'm hearing like, why me? That's from them. This could be you, but I really feel like it's coming from your person, where they're saying like, why me? Like, why did this happen to me? Why now? Why did these feelings come up now? What is kind of going on here? It feels like they are in some sort of situation right now. Like maybe they're in a relationship with someone, or they just had like certain plans for their life. And then this kind of came up out of the blue, like as far as the intensity of their feelings, or like the truth of their feelings came through, and they're like, oh my gosh, why me? Why? Because it feels like this deep sense of duty when it comes to you. Like it feels like this moral obligation towards you. It feels like they don't want to move on. It's like this feeling that I get towards you, I don't want to move on from this. And having the Tower and Three of Swords, I'm connecting it here. And so I don't know if this is a breakup between you guys or some sort of severing between you two. And then that feeling of them saying like, I don't want to move on from this. I don't see any other option for me. I don't see any other way beyond this. Like, this is what I want. You're what I want. You're what I desire. You're what I dream about and fantasize about and look forward to. It's like they think about you in the morning, and in the evening they look forward to kind of laying their head on the pillow and fantasizing about you and like the life that they could have had with you and should have with you. That's what it feels like. It's like a fixation and obsession towards you. And it's this, there's actually a warning from their guardian angels. Like, Spirit is saying that they are imbalanced. There's this feeling like they're so focused on like this refusal to kind of see things in another way, that it's causing them to make some sort of mistake in their life. It's like it's almost like they're living two lives. Like, it's like, I don't want to move on, but literally life goes on, right? Like, the days, moments still change, right? Like, time is still going to pass. And so they're kind of neglecting reality, that time is passing and that they should do something a little bit more productive with their time, because they're so fixated on the fact that they don't want to move on from you. Let's see something else. Okay. Didn't realize these were, I don't know, unless it did it on its own. I don't know, it feels almost like a badge of honor for them to not move on from you. Is kind of what I'm feeling, is like some sort of badge of honor. Maybe they also feel like you can't move on from them. King of Pentacles, excuse me, the Eight of Swords, Two of Cups, Nine of Cups. It's like this feeling like the way that they see things is like, you're never going to find anyone that you feel the same way you feel for me, and the same for me too. And so that's kind of where they're at in their mind, even though in real life they're not, it doesn't really feel like they're doing anything about it. It feels like they're more comfortable in those fantasies, or they're more comfortable in those thoughts, because the reality gives them a panic attack, or like nightmares, or like stressing them out, because like in the real world, there's things that they need to make adjustments with in order to have you. So they feel out of control. It's like maybe you moved on, or you walked away from the situation. It definitely feels like they feel like they don't have control over what goes on between you guys. Or at least like they're really afraid of that, or maybe they're really afraid of rejection, so they just fantasize about you. It's something like that. The Two of Cups reversed, yeah. So this could be you walking away from them, and them kind of holding on to this hope, like, well, you're never gonna, it's not that you're not gonna find anyone better than them. That's not what I feel like they were saying. It's that there's something, they believe that there's something super special between you guys. And so like they're, it doesn't feel like they're delusional, okay? It feels like they are aware that this is their fantasy, and they're just kind of hoping that it's true, because the truth really hurts. The truth of you guys not being together, there's a distance between you guys, really, really hurts them. It feels like they've been trying to communicate with you, and you are not reciprocating it, or they've been trying to connect with you energetically, like telepathically, and they don't know how to get through to you. It feels like they've even like maybe created messages to you, like text messages or online, and then they're just kind of going back and deleting it, or over analyzing it, and then deciding, you know what, I need more time for myself. I'm a lot more safe and comfortable where I'm at, instead of talking to them about it. It feels like when they really think about what could transpire between you guys in the real world, there's this feeling, there's this fear that comes up, where they have this feeling that you would just reject them, and you would just walk away, that what they would have to offer you wouldn't be enough. It feels like maybe they feel like they're too immature for you, or like they don't have their life together in a way that they feel like you would want them or respect them, or it feels like they have a lot of trauma. It feels like this person has a lot of past trauma, and like they don't want you to pity them. They don't want you to look at them as if like they are weak. They don't want you to see them as weak. They want you to Okay, so I had to stop here because I'm getting this message from this person where they feel like what they would say is like, you don't know what you do to me. Like how everything that you say, like I hang on to your every word, and you scare me, you intimidate me, you see right through me, or you're so wise, and I'm really afraid that if I open up, or I kind of like make my feelings known to you, if I try, like, you might reject me. And it's like, I want to appear strong to you. I don't want you to see that I'm weak. Or like think that I'm weak. I don't want you to see that I'm like emotional or I'm vulnerable or I'm shy. Like, I don't want you to think that. I want you to see me as someone who's fierce and strong and intimidating, and I don't care, and I'm laid back, and yet I'm not. Like, and yet I suffer from a lot of trauma and emotional wounds from my past. And I'm a very emotional person. I'm very sensitive. And your words carry a lot of weight for me. And I overanalyze every single situation that could transpire between both of us. And so I feel a lot more comfortable just kind of dreaming about this for right now until I'm ready. And really, I don't even know if I'm going to be ready, because I'm so afraid of... I'm afraid of myself, because if I come forward to you, what if you reflect back to me all my insecurities? What if you show me that it's like a reason to clam up, a reason to not be vulnerable, a reason that I shouldn't have taken a risk? Like, there's this feeling from them that, like, sometimes they get into these modes where they're like, well, I'll just completely, like, be by myself for the rest of my life. Like, I will just never make a move. I will never make myself known. And I'll just kind of fade off into oblivion. And they'll never know how I feel. But their higher self, like their guardian angels, there's like one particular spirit guide I feel that's very close to them, like their guiding spirit guide, their primary one, is really trying to push them to at least like kind of like put on a facade, like just like try and show up, like just try and give yourself that chance, because it feels like this person's gridlocked. They're gridlocked in fear and sadness and depression and feeling like they don't deserve you, feeling like they're not enough for you, feeling like lost. And I really feel drawn to this Phoenix card because Phoenix, the Tower, which is supposed to be Judgment. I don't know if Judgment showed up, but it's this feeling like I want to believe that we're meant to be. I want to believe that there's something there. I want to believe that you care about me, that you have these feelings for me, but I'm so afraid that this is a lie. Like, maybe you're, like, maybe not that you're lying to me or that you're tricking me, but I feel like that's, like, from your person, that's a fear response. Like, maybe someone lied to them in the past or manipulated them in the past, and so while they trust you, that doesn't dissolve their fears overnight. It's still gonna kind of come rearing its ugly head. And then there's also that fear that, like, well, maybe when you get to know me, or you know about, like, the ashes that I've risen from, that's gonna be too much for you, or that's gonna be something that you can't deal with, or you don't want to deal with. And you know, all of these fantasies and dreams will be just that. at least I have something to hope for. At least there's something that kind of makes me emotional. But there is a part of them that kind of like tells themselves that they're a failure before the race is even over, you know, when it comes to you. And so there is hope with them. It kind of feels like what the advice I'm seeing here is to be gentle in this, to really see beyond their facade, or continue to see beyond their facade, and like be really gentle with them and sensitive with them. I think they need you to be the example for them, that it is safe to open up, that, you know, like you can show them how to be vulnerable, how to feel safe in decisions, irregardless of the outcome, and that there's something about like appearances don't matter. Like maybe they feel like they aren't good enough for you attraction-wise. It feels like maybe they feel like you're too above them, like you're too beautiful. You would never go for someone like that. Like you guys are so different. That they've kind of just they need your help. It's essentially the advice that I'm getting. It's to be the example for them. That it's safe to open up, it's safe to love, and it's safe to like have faith, right? Because the vision that I'm getting here with the Nine of Swords is this woman praying, and she's surrounded by fire in the forest, and like before the fire even began, she was cutting down these trees. And so before it even made sense to her, she was following her intuition. And because it's cleared, then it kind of gives it like a fire break there. And because she's praying, like she could just run away, right? If she didn't believe that she would be safe. Because like her spirit or her intuition is telling her to stay, kind of thing. And so it's like, just follow your inner guidance, like trust yourself in your decision-making process. And you don't necessarily have to like overcompensate for them or overgive or anything like that. Just literally be the example, live your life accordingly, and they will be able to see that in you. And so it's kind of like hanging on. Like I'm seeing the tower for you as like the tower reversed, and that's what I'm seeing is like an intense tower moment. It's like you have gone through your own traumas and difficulties, and show, like, you don't have to like explain to them or like chase after them and tell them this, but like just by example of living your life of like, I've gone through these experiences, but I've persevered, I've pushed through, I'm pursuing what makes me happy, I'm not giving up, then that gives them confidence that they can trust. It's like they know that they can trust you, but they're scared. They're really, really scared. And so this kind of gives them, it's the example I'm getting is like a deer, like wanting to feed a deer, and the deer is very skittish, and because it's used to being hunted, is used to being prey, and so instead of forcing the deer, like throwing corn at it, you're just available, you're just around, and you're, you know, playing with the corn or whatever. Like, you're showing it that you're safe, you're not a threat, you're not giving it attention, you're just there, so it can observe you, say, from a distance that it feels safe. And then it'll come forward, and then it'll move away, and then it'll come forward and move away, and soon enough it's eating out the palm of your hand, and it knows that it has like a safe way to escape if it needs to. I'm not saying that they would do that, I'm just saying, like, as an example, to show them that you are not going to hurt them, that you understand them because you've been through your own trials, and like where they're at now. Like, don't pressure them, like let them live in this fantasy, because this is them living in this fantasy and playing it out is in some ways preparing them to make that move in the real world, right? Because it's going to be a point where these fantasies are going to be so overwhelming that they can't live this double life forever. They can't live this fantasy life forever and never know if it could actually be reality. They will come to that conclusion eventually. Okay, so that's what I see for you guys. Bye.